Got a 72 Cutlass 4-door Supreme because it's gonna get a 3rd gen 5.3 with a giant turbo, but doing all the suspension work, getting this thing to ride pretty decent is going to be more of a project than putting the motor in itself. However, this showed up. Here we have a 06 Yukon, GMC of course, 4-door, about 1 foot difference in wheelbase. So we have a 5.3 going back in it. It has a locked up 6.2. That's for another project. And just what if I could use the dash? Or maybe just the seats. Maybe all of it. No. Maybe. No. We'll see what happens. So now with the Yukon, we have everything disconnected from the body to the engine, so the engine can stay on the frame, and all the bolts are loose from the body. Only thing we're waiting on now is me to press a button and run back and forth to it about 50 times. Here we go. Okay, now we have our Cutlass chassis and our old Yukon. So what we have here is a 6.2. The owner had ran out of oil and it locked up tight. We got a 6L 80E all-wheel drive transfer case. Pretty much it. She's all-wheel drive. She's got some pretty good suspension, a lot of aftermarket parts that can be put on this. Obviously we'll be going down in wheel size so that we can fit some skinniers on, and we have to take 1 foot 2 inches out of the frame and drive shaft. So this fuel tank will go, and we'll probably run a fuel cell in the trunk of the Cutlass. And like I said, we're going with a Gen 4 5.3 to drop in place of this. Have all the goodies for holding boost, and we have pretty good turbo to go on there. So next up is getting the Cutlass in here and removing its frame and setting it down on here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we got the body off of the frame, and we just got to disconnect a couple more things, drop this fuel tank out, get a couple things hanging out of the way. We do have some rust under here, but most likely half of this is going, so we're just going to see what's left. But ready to roll this guy out, roll this guy in. So we have our chassis upgrade. We're going from the old wide Cutlass frame of a 72 4-door to 07 Yukon all-wheel drive. .53. Okay, it's currently sitting down on the frame. We have a whole lot more down to go, but the engine is clearing the firewall just enough. It may not look like it, but just enough. No more than any other thing. Steering is not going to look too bad here. We're going from here to there. Not too bad. Engine's going to sit way up in here, which will be fine. Okay. In the back here. Let's see how we're sitting. take some of this fender well out. That will help us clear and get the ass end to sit down even farther. The cool thing is, so far, our factory body mount locations here are getting closely lined up all the way up and down the car. Let's check out the front. This guy to here. There can be some stuff happen here. Same thing down there. Factory location, new mount. Take some finesse and some convincing. It'll happen. It will happen.